Hello, you're welcome to our broadcast today. And today we're looking at the top 7 features every great church website should have. Right, my name is Gideon Chukwualim, and I'm the Chief Servant of Divine and Branches Limited. So, let's get into today's topic. In preparing this presentation, I researched my topic from websites of prominent Christian leaders. This is so that you'll get the advice of successful Christian leaders and also my experience of years of working with churches. That being said, let's get into today's topic. We might as well admit it, we all judge a book by its cover. But in our defense, before we've opened the book to see what it contains, the cover is all we have. The path leading up to your front door is an invitation to come inside and have a look. Facade serves as an invitation. If the cover or the front door or the outside of a restaurant looks inviting, we might venture closer. If not, we probably won't. It's human nature. We know this is true about our churches as well. We spend time and money on landscaping for this very purpose. That's why we have greeters and people directing traffic, and why we care about what the sanctuary looks like. We know people judge a book by its cover, and we don't want them to walk away before they start reading. Now comes the question, what does your website look like? Statistics tell us that people will judge your website, your church, by its website. And the question is it just a plain page with bare bone information? Is it the same one an uncle made for you for free 10 years ago? Is it flashy and packed with information? Is it inviting? Well, you see, we spend time and money on what happens in our churches, and even with the outside, the way the outside looks. But I wonder if we spend as much time and care and intentionality on our websites. If not, we should. The importance of our websites cannot be overstated. Hey, your website is the first thing a person searching for a church online will see. Okay, so I will now show you what I consider the 7 most important features a church website should have. First up is style. Your website doesn't need to be the trendiest thing, around, but the way it looks needs to reflect who you are as a church. A bad design or a poorly functioning site says a lot about you. Churches who know who they are and what they are about reflect that in every way, reflect their quality in every way. Their culture and values seep into every aspect of their church. From the way they give announcements to the way they answer the phone, it's all there about quality. This should also include your website. These days, there's no excuse to have a bad website because, they're inexpensive these days, and you can get somebody to create something really good that brands your company or your church as, of great quality. Now, many of you watching this video are professionals. You understand the effort taken to create brands where you work. And you understand the culture of dressing sharp, looking sharp, to make the right impression. So you should not be comfortable. You should not settle for a website that does not represent your style, nor the kind of people you want to attract to your church. The second of the top features is an engaging home page. The most important page or section of a ministry's website is the home page. And the goal of the home page, your home page, should be to capture the attention of the audience within 8 seconds. 8 seconds being the attention span for the average web user. So you want to capture their attention in those 8 seconds through visual elements that draw them into the actual site content. Next up is straightforward information. When accessing a church website, people usually want to know 2 things. Just 2 things. These are the most important things to them. The first one is, where is the church? Where is it located? How do I get there? The second is, what time does the service start? Now, these are things you should try to show up very, very clearly, on your website, preferably the homepage. These are the things people want to know. So give it to them straight up. Don't make them work for it. Every other thing that you create could distract from these two very important things. Our third feature, very important feature, is mobile friendliness. The question is your website mobile optimized? Now, I'll show you quickly a graph. Now, in 2014, it was predicted that the number of mobile devices used to access the internet will outnumber the number of computers used to access the internet. In August 2014, this prediction came to be. And today, there are 7 billion mobile devices in operation throughout the world. And that number is growing exponentially. Think about that. 7 billion mobile devices in operation. That is more than the total number of humans on the planet Earth. And so this creates a great opportunity, opens up a great opportunity for the church to reach out through a new communication channel. You must not be left out. Our fifth top feature is fresh, relevant content. Now, your goal when you create, for your website is to create a conversation between you and your audience that drives your audience to a new level of interaction. Now, this interaction can be them picking up a phone to call you, filling a form, sending you a mail, or it could be them coming to your church, an event or a service to ask a question, further questions. So the goal is you need to create this conversation by creating compelling and engaging content for your website. As a rule of thumb, I recommend, and many industry experts also recommend, that at least you have one new original piece of content each week on your website. Now, I know this could be challenging for many people. Many churches have websites that have not been updated for a year or two. But I tell you, it's very easy if you know how. And we, Divine and Branches Limited, we have a service that does this. We help our church clients create content for their site. We update it regularly, and this has several advantages. It also even helps them rank highly on the search engines. So if you really want to talk to us about creating content for your site, the email to reach out to is info@divineandbranches.com. Our seventh feature is sermons. Just a moment. Yeah, okay. Access to sermons. Right. Now, having an online collection of teachings used to be a nice bonus because your visitors weren't expecting it, but today they are. And the reason why you want to have your sermons online is that you might have a member of your congregation who is away and desires to attend church virtually. And in some cases, you might have somebody living just down the street who cannot get to church, does not want to get to church, at least initially, and wants to attend church virtually on a Sunday morning or on the evening, just logging onto your website. And also, there are people who have enjoyed a sermon and want to re-experience the message. These are few of the compelling reasons why you need to have a website. Okay, so having dealt with the 7 core top functions, we want to look at the core functionalities of a website, of a church website you should have. Now, the first one is church calendar. This is very important. People want to get information. They want to know what's happening ahead. They want to know what events they are, the time, the place. And this applies to not just the new people, but even your current church members. And having a church calendar online really helps them get this information quickly. Optimize websites. Now, your website needs to be optimized. Now, websites are created every day. I mean, there are many hundreds, thousands created every single day. And you don't want your website to be lost in the clutter. You want to rise above the clutter. You want to be one of those websites when somebody types a church and a town name or a city name, your website should be one of the first few that they will access. And that's why you need to optimize your website for the search engines and for several other purposes. It's very important. Online donation. Now, this used to be something that was like, you know, expensive and difficult to do, but now it's so easy to create an online experience on your website. And as a company, Divine and Branches, we have intelligent and intuitive online donation systems that we integrate into church websites. Social media integration. Now, I'm sure many of us will say, well, I have a Facebook page, it's not helped my church in any way. Well, that's because many people do social media wrongly. I mean, look around. You see the big companies, the big churches, all have social media presence. If it's not working, they won't be spending time and effort in social media. It's working for some people who are doing it right. And that's one of the things we do as a company, to teach you how to set up your social media campaigns the right way. Right, sermons and this audio and video sermon archives. Now, this is something we talked about not too long ago, but what we're saying here is you need to not just have the current sermons, but the past sermons, an archive of your sermons, whether they are audio or video. Today there are many inexpensive ways to store your audio and video sermons. Some time ago it used to be expensive, and it used to be quite a difficult thing to do, but today it's a lot easier than you can imagine. So with all this said, we've looked at the 7 top features every great church website should have. We've also looked at the 5 core functionalities every great church website should have. Now, we want to take you to an implementation of these features and functionalities in some of the new websites that we are designing as a company for churches. So come with me and I'll show you.